Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm actually doing a new list of like best starter countries. So I made one of these lists before, but since updates have happened and it's even better, there's even better strategies now, I decided to kick off some countries and put new ones in. So I'm starting off my first one. Number 10 is Turkey. Turkey, I actually had pretty high, like maybe 6th on the last one. I put it lower this time just because there's a lot of countries in between you. Russia's there. Egypt's there. It's pretty much a race for the Middle East, which is why I put this at number 10 because it's a lot harder to play as now, since it's just like it gets a lot harder now. So I put it at number 10, but it's just not as good as it used to be in my opinion, because tank spam's been removed, all that stuff has been changed. So you know. My next country is Iran. Iran, I put at number 9, because now Iran, it's even harder to play as. Players have gotten smarter and better at the game. Before, most players would just be stupid, but now lots of players use artillery, which is definitely a counter to defense. And and you're in between Russia and India, which is not a good combination to be in between. So, yeah. Now, I put my number 8 as Nigeria. Nigeria, I personally think is actually a pretty good country. Nigeria starts with a lot of troops, good amount of manpower, and makes an okay amount of money. And it's a pretty peaceful area over here, not in real life, but it's in this game, like nobody really comes down to West Africa that much. I mean, some colonizing European powers might, but most of the time they leave it alone because they're just busy fighting in Europe. So I put number 7 as Russia. I think I might have put Russia number 7 again. I'm not sure, but Russia just isn't as good anymore because the resource update that happened, China takes over Kazakhstan a lot, and it gets annoying. China also takes over Russia a lot, and you need to be a good player to hold China off. So it's sometimes impossible to do so. A good strategy from me personally: scorch Siberia, fall back to the Ural Mountains. Because most of your useful land is over here, besides your resources are in Siberia. But if you scorch Siberia, they'll take a huge amount of attrition. You fall back to the Ural Mountains, and they'll usually smash your lines there. So you're usually safe over here. Chinese just come in, they die because you have a line in the Urals. So, you know, that's good. Now, number 6 is South Africa. Now, I actually don't play South Africa a lot, but from personal experience, I do know South Africa is literally the most peaceful country to play as. You usually have a really peaceful game taken over South Africa. Sometimes the power will come over to South Africa and they will annoy you, but most of the time this is a really safe place. Most countries do not come here because who cares about Southern Africa? It's really far away from pretty much every country, and except the Southern African countries because they're right there. But it's usually safe right here, and that's why I do like playing South Africa when I don't want to argue with people, you know, because there's a lot of dumb players out there. I put number 5 as Indonesia. Lots of people love Indonesia, and I do see the common obsession with this, but I think some people still overhype Indonesia. That's why I put it at number 5. Indonesia makes huge amounts of money. It's really hard to invade because of all these islands, and you are in a pretty good position. You're kind of close to China and India, and they will usually annoy you, so you don't get your Southeast Asian Federation formable. But sometimes they won't, and you will get that formable. So that's why I put it at number 5. Number 4. I don't know if I included this one in my last time. I think I did, but I don't know, and I don't know why if I didn't. But the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom is a really good country. I think it's underrated sometimes, although lots of people do play the United Kingdom. So, I'll give you a tip. Do not come into European affairs. I'd never do this as the United Kingdom, because you're on an island. You just isolate yourself from Europe. You can just build a navy. They invade you. Use your navy to protect you. I usually go after Africa for the resources. and try to recover as many British colonies as possible before anybody else can get their hands on Africa, which is a good strategy. I always go for Nigeria first because of the manpower pool, and then Sierra Leone because of the titanium. Number 4, I had to put, number 3, sorry, I put as Germany. Germany, I didn't put it at number 1. The reason why is because you're pretty much the stage, literally the stage of Europe. You can pretty much make a lot of stuff happen. You can make a giant, not like a third world war. You can make just not a giant European war, and you can take over all of Europe. It's literally your choice as Germany. You can even say neutral, but not many players as Germany like doing this. The reason I put it at this is because it's just, you know, not the greatest country of all time, but not the it's not the greatest country of all time, don't get me, but it's a really good country, so that's why I put it number 3. And you can also expand pretty easily. You're pretty much the strongest in Europe, so, you know, that's why I put that there. Number 2 is Japan, because Japan is just, like, super OP. Japan is an island, once again, defendable, easy to defend. You make $8 million freaking dollars, which is uncomprehendable. And, yeah, it's just uncomprehendable. I think that's pretty good. So, before I say number 1, I will give some honorable mentions. My first honorable mention will be France. France, a good country, but you're surrounded by many countries that usually take you over. United Kingdom, Germany, Italy, Spain. Surrounded by a lot of strong powers, which is a problem with France. Which is why I don't usually play as France, because you usually get gangbanged by like a million great powers in Europe. So that's why I don't play that one that much. The next one will be the Philippines. Another honorable mention, the Philippines is an island, once again, and it's easily defendable. You make a good amount of money, and you have a pretty strong army at the start, 140k, so I think that's pretty good. Next one, if you have not noticed, I've actually taken Mexico off the list. Now, Mexico, I do love Mexico. It's a fun country to play as, especially defending against the U.S., but there's just a problem, and that's that it got nerfed hard with a resource nerf, so you don't make as much money with the resources. So now it only makes 3 million instead of 8 million. Now, if you actually want a good trick to defend Mexico, you should not defend the American-Mexican border. I used to always make this mistake. I would just make a huge line across the Mexican-American border, and I would always die. So what you need to do, this is what I usually do. Make a lot of artillery and troops for your defense. You're going to need artillery, and you're going to need planes. Planes are extremely important. Though many players overlook planes, I recommend using planes as much as possible. Planes are just super OP. And you should fall back to this little line right here. This line. It's a line where hilly terrain and semi-mountainous terrain border. You want to stop there. The reason for this is, one, the front line is a lot smaller than the American front line, and second of all, you're still in mountainous terrain, and you're still defending Mexico City, which is very important. You have to make sure you have a lot of troops, so make sure you have 1 million, at least. If not, you're going to need a lot more than that, though, most of the time, because America will have a lot of troops ready to fight you. So just, no. Oof. You want to defend this country, you want to defend Mexico, do this trick. You put that off, and then you form a line. Sorry. There you go. So now you will actually have protected the Mexican border. Not the Mexican border, but the Mexico City. This is a good place. The front line's small. You're protecting Mexico City, which is most of your income. And they're not going to get the southern Mexico, which is literally the most important part of Mexico. So that's why I recommend falling back to here with artillery and planes, just so you have an extra line of defense they're about to break through. And if it gets absolutely desperate, like you're on the breaking point, your line's about to collapse, like you have 20k right here, 30k right here, 10k, you need to prepare an all-out defense of Mexico City. You need to combine every single division of troops just to defend that one city. Look how much money you get. Even if they annex you, you still make about $2 million. So, like, you'll be fine, pretty much. That's what I'm saying. Alright. Next, honorable mention, the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Lots of people actually pointed this one out. And I was kind of biased saying this is a boring country, and I was kind of just being stupid. Because this is actually, I don't play it often, but I know lots of players do love this country. That's why I decided to put them honorable mentions this time. And you actually start out pretty strong, and not many people play this country. So just play your cards right, and you'll do well. You have a lot of land, so you can pretty much expand every direction. And their last country is Brazil, which is not an honorable mention. This is number 1. And the reasoning for this is because Brazil is just super OP. You know why, the last video. Which is why I make this number 1.